English has several past verb tenses. You're familiar with the simple past. The boy jumped. I read the book. We also have a past tense called present perfect. This lesson will explain how to form the present perfect and when to use it. We'll have some practice sentences for you as well. To form the present perfect, use has or have plus the past participle. You can see some examples here. To make the present perfect negative, put not between has or have and the past participle. For example, I have not walked. Americans like to shorten words. To shorten or contract the negative, we say hasn't or haven't. I haven't walked. To make a question, has and have are helping verbs and come first. For example, have I walked? When do we use the present perfect? We use it when something happened in the past, but we don't specify when. Look at the example. Maria has been to New York. How is that different from Maria went to New York last month? In the second sentence, we know when Maria went to New York. She went last month. In the first sentence, we know Maria went to New York, but we don't know when. When we do not have a specific time in the past, we use present perfect. Another example, we've eaten at that restaurant many times. We use present perfect because we don't know when we've eaten at that restaurant. We don't say that in the sentence, so we'll use present perfect. Compare that to we ate at that restaurant yesterday. You know when we ate at that restaurant. It was yesterday, so we'll use simple past. Another example, she's read that book 3 times. Do we know when she read the book? No, we only know she read it 3 times. Compare that to she read that book last year. We know when she read the book. It was last year. We could even say she read that book 3 times last year. That means she read that book 3 different times, and it all was last year. Another example, Pete has already left. Do we know when Pete left? No. We just know he isn't here. Compare that to Pete left an hour ago. We know when Pete left. That's why we'll use simple past. Another time we use the present perfect is to show that an activity began in the past and continues to the present. Look at the example. Sue has had a red bicycle for 2 years. Does Sue still have a red bicycle? Yes. She got it 2 years ago and she still has it. Look at the next sentence. Sue had a bicycle for 2 years. Does Sue still have the bicycle? No. She had a bicycle for 2 years, but she doesn't have it anymore. That action is over and finished. In the past, we use simple past. More examples. I've had many wonderful bicycles. Do I still have wonderful bicycles? Yes. We're using present perfect that tells us this is something that started in the past, but it's still true today. Compare that to I had a wonderful bicycle last year. Do I still have a wonderful bicycle? No. Simple past tells us the action is over and finished. Bob has been in Miami for 2 weeks. Is Bob still in Miami? Yes, he is. When did he go? 2 weeks ago. We use present perfect because it's an action that began 2 weeks ago and it's still true now. Compare that to Bob was in Miami for 2 weeks. Is Bob in Miami now? No. Simple past tells us the action is over and finished. I've had 3 cups of coffee this morning. Is it still morning? The present perfect tells us yes. I had 3 cups of coffee this morning. Is it still morning? The simple past tells us that it is no longer morning. We have a video for you to watch on when to use the present perfect. It's time to see if you understand the present perfect. You will read a sentence, then you choose sentence A or sentence B to describe the situation correctly. Katerina has been a skater since 1998. Choose A or B. Katerina began skating in 1998. She is still skating. This is an action that began in the past, and it's still true today. We use the present perfect. A is the correct answer. She has had long hair since she was a little girl. Choose A or B. She had long hair when she was a little girl. She still has long hair. We use the present perfect to show an action that began in the past and is still true today. Answer B is the correct one. She has lived in the same apartment for 10 years. Choose A or B. "10 years ago, she moved into this apartment, and she is still there. That means that 11 years ago, she lived in a different apartment." Answer A is the correct answer. Katerina and Rock have been married for 5 years. Choose A or B. Katerina and Rock got married 5 years ago. They are still married, so we use the present perfect. Answer B is the correct answer. They haven't been on a vacation since 2007.